Kevin Durant came back last night, scored 31 points, but the Nets blew a 16-point lead and lost again. Brooklyn now 3-19 in their last 22 games. And yet, Stephen A. Smith, in Vegas, the Nets astonishingly remain the favorites to win the Eastern Conference. So where do you stand on this team right now?
Well, I agree with Vegas if Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving are going to be available. And clearly they have inside information that the rest of us don't have. But clearly they know something about the vaccine mandate being lifted in New York City and thinking that's going to be attached to Kyrie Irving. But my concern is primarily Ben Simmons. Let me get this straight. This isn't Philly any longer. We can sit up there and speculate back and forth as to his mental state of mind, and we certainly don't diminish the significance of that. But the bottom line is, you're in Brooklyn now. Will Bond, J. Rose, you on the bench. You traveling with the team. You chilling on the bench. You smiling. You getting up off the bench to celebrate plays from your teammates. You clapping more than cheerleaders and fans and doing all of this other stuff. But you can't bounce a basketball and get on the court. What the hell is going on here? This is some unacceptable stuff. So my mentality is Vegas is betting on Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving being available, and if that's what their premise is based on, I roll with them. But I do have my reservations at this particular moment in time that they're going to be available.
When Kyrie Irving becomes the second biggest question mark on your team, you know you've gotten into a very unusual area. Are you confident that Ben Simmons ultimately merges in with this group, and that they can play together?
You know what? I've gone back and forth, and I have to respect the journey and say no. I have to respect the defending world champion Bucks. I have to watch my eyes and see what I'm seeing with Bam in the Heat. I have to see what I'm watching with the Sixers and feel like that's going to be too much for the Nets to overcome if they make the playoffs in the first round. So, absolutely, I feel like it's going to be too much.
I'm glad to hear that Jalen has come back to this side, because I remember when I was a younger reporter and actually had hair, sort of like Jalen's. I would be in front of his locker in Indianapolis and places, and you have smart veteran players say to you, hey, what did you say today when you said these guys are going to just walk back in from sick bay and win? No, it doesn't work like that. And Jalen's one of the people I learned that from. It doesn't work like that. Vegas can do it. Vegas had the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. Don't tell me about Vegas. Right. Vegas had Brooklyn and the Lakers. Vegas is wrong and dead. They're almost as dead as the Brooklyn Nets.
I think
you're not going to have Ben Simmons walk in off the street and be a first. What? Being even an all-star player?
Stop it.
Come on,
stop
Stephen
it.
A. You're not.
First things first. When you talk about Vegas and understand, they're making their assertions based on the availability of players. How the hell are we supposed to anticipate that 2 of the 3
then
dudes?
Why are you quoting them?
But what I'm saying, I'm just talking about because that's what Grady started with. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I remember KD being out 18 months, coming off the Achilles heel, and looking like he didn't miss a thing.
Simmons, KD.
But wait a minute. But we're not. That's right. But we're not asking Ben Simmons to be KD. A matter of fact, we're asking Ben Simmons to be less than we expected him to be in Philadelphia. He don't have to score. Dribble the basketball, set up plays for Kyrie and KD, and on the defensive side of the ball, guard. The last time I checked, that's exactly the ideal utopia that he wanted.
Sure he can do that?
What?
With a bad back?
I don't believe the bad back. I don't believe it.
Stephen,
I don't
one
believe
thing
it.
I say about respecting the journey is that's what a partial player in Kyrie Irving.
Right.
Yes.
These are 7-game series. When you're going against the Heat and the Bucks and the Sixers.
I didn't see y'all saying that when Kyrie Irving stepped on the court and beat the Warriors.
I know because his talent is so tantalizing.
Thank you.
You see him out there, he can be insurmountable. But when you really think about it, if he's playing part of the series, the other teams are really going to be in pole position to knock them out.
You know what happened real quickly? Suppose they get in a play-in situation against Toronto where they had 2 games. He couldn't even play.
Oh, yeah. You told me that.
I told you that.
So we're presuming
there you go.
That's way too much benefit of the
Talk about them on the court.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Let's look at the best-case scenario for the Nets. Let's look at a world where Ben Simmons back suddenly feels much better on March 11th, and Kyrie Irving is able to play. Realistically, those 3 guys will not play more than 4 or 5 games together before the playoffs. It's just not going to happen. Is that enough? Can they make a deep playoff run with that little time together?
I think who's going to stop Joel Embiid?
There you go.
This is what I got to start looking at the game and saying.
Yes.
Okay, if the Nets are healthy and Ben Simmons is all NBA,
Okay.
he ain't getting
I'm taking names.
Joel Embiid's
I'm taking
way.
names. I'm taking names on all of y'all. I don't want to sound like Denzel and crazy, but I'm taking names on all of y'all. Okay. We just gonna count out KD, right?
No, it's not KD.
Really? Because he's gonna be on the court
Let me ask
now.
you something.
Is Giannis?
How many
is
championships,
Bam?
as great as KD is, how many did he win without Steph Curry and Klay
That's
Thompson?
very disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful.
That's very disrespectful.
Because I think he's the best player in the league right now. How many championships did he win without those guys?
Zero.
Just asking.
Giannis, Bam, Embiid. Problems for the Nets.
Big problem.
All right, we will see.
If they meet them.
They have a variety of problems, and yet Vegas still has them as the favorite in the East now. Not the big
Vegas.
Look, they have a lot of.
All the Lakers, are they playing for a championship like Vegas
They have a lot of.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.